Okay, what we're going to do to add a drop zone into our application is we're going to make use of a helper package called React Dropzone. And if we take a look at the GitHub repo for this and take a look at the assistance we get and what to do, well, we go ahead and install this just like any other component. This does actually include a TypeScript definition file, which is great. So we only need to just install this and we get all of the type safety, easy automatic importing, all of that cool stuff that we get with VS Code and TypeScript just by installing this directly. And then we've got a choice of how we use this. We can either use the hook that they provide, or we can use a wrapper component for the hook. Now, we're a hooks application, so we're going to be making use of the hook, of course. And this one uses the use callback React hook, and we pass it a callback function and then do something with the files. And then we've got another hook inside here for use Dropzone, which provides a method that we can use, that we get access to, of what we want to do on drop. And this provides us with a hook called use Dropzone, and we destructure and pass in our onDrop function that we create here. And then we've got properties that we're extracting from the use Dropzone hook. Get the root props, get input props, and see if the drag is active. Are we currently hovering over with a file into the drop zone? And then we've got what we're returning here. So what we'll do is we're just going to copy this in its entirety into the clipboard. So do come to this component and just copy the whole thing into your clipboard. And then we'll go back to VS Code, and what we'll do inside our image upload folder, we'll create a new file. And we'll call it photo widget dropzone.tsx. And we'll just simply paste in what we got from the GitHub repo there. And of course, we've got an error here because we actually do need to go ahead and install this into our client application. So what we'll do, we'll just open up a third tab inside VS Code. We'll need to cd into the client app. Please don't do this at the solution level. And what we'll do is say npm install and React Dropzone. And that should work without any issues. And now we can see the error has gone away. So we'll change the name of the function to photo widget dropzone to match the name of our component, and we'll say export default function so that we can use it inside our photo upload widget. And what we'll do for the time being, where it says do something with the files, what we'll do is just console.log the accepted files, just to make sure it's working. So before we go ahead and style this ourselves, we'll take a look and see its functionality works. And we'll go to our React upload widget, and where we've got our add photo, we'll pass in the photo widget dropzone. And if we go to our browser, and let's go back to our application, we can see the content of React Dropzone here. And I'm just going to go and drop a file in. Let's try one of these bat photos. Let's try bat4 this time. In fact, before I do this, let's open up the console so that we can see what we're getting here when we do this. And I'll just go ahead and try and drop in bat2. And we can see the effect of dragging. It doesn't look great at the moment, but we can see that when we hover over this, we've got the drop the files here, and when we drop the file in, then we see that we've got an array of files, and what we get is all the information about the file that we've just dropped in there. Excellent. So this is working, but of course, we'd like it to look a little bit better. So what we'll do next is we'll add some styling to this, and we'll show a preview of what we've dropped inside there in step 2, and we'll take a look at that next.